welcome to Anita's World, episode 2 in English. So there were a lot of people who mentioned last time that my English was okay. So I thought that I maybe would do some more. So I will try. If you don't like it, just find another, because my English, I don't think it will get any better than this. So, but welcome. I am Bettina, and I'm the woman behind Anita's World. I'm dyeing all the yarn that you see behind me, and have a web shop, and also go on a lot of fairs in Denmark. For now, there is calmness in the house, no rush anymore. The last fair was in May, so I think the next fair will be in August. So I have quite some time now where there's not so much to do, and that's also nice. Then I can enjoy the summer just like the rest of you. I want to mention what I have finished and what I'm knitting on right now, what some other people have knit up for my yarn shop, and what I will be knitting on. And in the end, I will mention what else there will be, some, small things, something I bought and new colors, and yeah, and in the end, I think I will mention, I have done that in my Danish episode. I have mentioned some new patterns I have found on Ravelry. I will see if I can find the one that's only in English. So I don't think the Danish will be good for you. You don't want to knit after that. So I will find the one in English, and we can go through that, and maybe you can find some new designers that you have not seen before. And in the box below, I will set some links in to every one of them. So the finished objects, I have finished a puff tee from Knitting from Olive. I have done that because for some time ago I have knitted one just like that one in white in my mohair, and this is the one. My mohair is a little bit thicker than other ones. It runs 350 meters per 50 gram, and a normal mohair will run about 420 meters per 50 gram. So this is very, the hair on it is very long, you can see, and it's so soft, but it's also a bit thick. This is knitted in 2 strands of my mohair. So now I have knitted one more, just like it, white and just like the one. But I have done that to try a new mohair. Not exactly a new mohair, it's more like it's the same mohair, but it's run 420 meters. I want to try to find a new mohair that you can use more to all the patterns out there, because the most mohair runs 420 meters. So if you use one thread of my thick mohair, it will get a bit thicker, and it's nice in the winter when it's very cold, but in the fall and in the spring you might want something a little more light weighted. So this is it. It's exactly the same, but like you maybe can see, it's a little bit lighter. Oh damn it, just a minute. All my paperwork fell down, so if I do like this, maybe you can see the difference. Here, this is a bit heavier, and this is, you can see, more light. So maybe some of you would think that oh, then she can have both of them because they're different. And yeah, I could maybe do that, but it's a lot of mohair to dye on, because then I think I would have the same colors on both of them, and that is a lot of a lot of dyeing time, but also a lot of money to throw in two yarns that is likely the same. So I have to make a choice, but I have not done that yet. So, oh, sorry, mohair. So I have finished that one, and I think I over the summer will try to find out what I'm gonna do about it, and which one I'm going to sell online. Then I have knitted up another sweater. It's not a new pattern. It is Kumulus by PetiteKnit, but I want to knit it up because I have got a new yarn I called Puffy Yak, and it's alpaca, yak, silk, and a little bit of merino, and it's so freaking soft, really. For about a year ago, I had another yarn called Suri, and Suri is a substitute for mohair. If you don't like the mohair, then maybe you could do your knitting with the Suri, because it's a lot softer, and it's quite another yarn, I think. And this new fluffy yak is like the Suri. It's really soft, and it's so nice. I have knitted it up in 2 threads, and the gray one here is the natural color, so I have not dyed on it. It's so soft. It's so soft, really. And it's not it's a cheap yarn. It's cost in Denmark, it costs 100 Danish krones. So I don't know how much it is in euro. Then I have to do with the calculator, and I don't want to find that. So, but it's so soft and light as a feather, and yeah, I love it. I love it. That is the only thing that I have finished for now, because I am working on quite a lot of project at the moment, and it's because in the spring I was a trip in Germany, in Köln, on a big fair down there for suppliers. I want to find new yarn and new suppliers for my shop. And when you do that, you also have to try some yarn to say, okay, do I want that or this one or this one? How does it feel, and how does this feel knitted up? And sometimes it is not enough only to knit a small piece, so you can measure on it. You don't get the feeling like if you're knitting a sweater. So right now I'm knitting on this one, Zipper Sweater Light from PetiteKnit, and the one I'm knitting on is a new tweed yarn, and it is this one. It needs a zipper, so it's not easy to hold it up for you. But there will come a zipper up here. I am working on the second sleeve now, and here I have done the other sleeve and the bottom. Okay, I will try to tell you. I already have a tweed yarn in my shop, but on the fair in Germany I found a new tweed yarn, and now I'm almost finished with the sweater, and I think I'm almost 100% sure that I will skip the old one out and get this new one, because one out of 2 things. First, it is more white. The old one will look quite dusty when you hold it up together. I will do that in a moment. And number two, there is not so many, not speckles, there's not so many tweed in the new yarn. And I quite like that because I think it will get more feminine and not so, so rough. So yeah, a lot of tweed. So this is the old one. It's another sweater, but it's the old one. And you can see how many tweed there is on it. So if I do like this and this, oh, maybe, okay. Can you see the difference here? The color on the old one, this one, you can see it more, it is more dusty, where this one is more light. Yeah, I think here can you see the difference on the color. So this one looks more dusty and dark in it. And then there is quite a lot of tweed in it. And I really like this other one. It's light and it's more simpler, and yeah, I'm loving it. So I think over the summer I will slowly skip the old tweed out, and when we reach our August or September, the new one will come in. This is in DK weight, 212 meter per 100 gram, but I will also get it in fingering weight yarn, 400 meters per 100 gram. You can see it here. This is the old one and this is the new one. So you can see the color here also. What was I saying? Oh my God. You will learn this about me, that sometimes my head just explodes and then I don't know what to say. Well, this was the tweed yarn. So I'm working on that right now. Almost finished, and also, yeah, almost finished with the sweater, but also almost finished up in my head to what to do about the yarn. So it helps me a lot to have a whole sweater knitted up because I have the yarn in my finger a lot of times. In the new one, there is also nylon in it. That is not in the old one, but the new one is nylon in it, so you can also knit socks out of it, and I think that's a plus on the scale. But I know some people say, oh, I don't like nylon in my sweaters. I agree, but in this particular yarn, I think you cannot feel the nylon. When I knit it, it just feels like you knit in merino. You don't feel the nylon. I don't think so. So I also think the price for it will be the same as the old one is right now. Yes, then I'm knitting on my own pattern. I think I have only done 3 patterns in my life, but yeah, 3 is 3. This one is one I've made myself. Yeah, like you can see, it's a shawl pattern. It's not in English, it's only in Danish. I have not gone so far yet. Whoop. Okay. Like this. But I'm knitting it up in one thread of my cashmere silk in the color My Way. My Way is a color that is between a sandy color and a gray color. So it's just in the middle of those two, and I love the color, and it's also very popular in my web shop. This is for my husband's mother, my mother-in-law. So it's not shawl time in Denmark right now. So I think if it will just get finished in the fall, it's okay for me. so I'm not in a hurry to get that finished. Then I have a little one. I don't have a picture of that because I think you know what it is. It's Sophie's scarf from PetiteKnit. I'm not so far yet. It's knitted up in 100% cashmere and in my color Dusty Fall Double Up. And it is like a dusty green, and I'm so in love with it. Both my Dusty Fall and my Dusty Fall Double Up is quite nice. I like the dusty green. It's so beautiful. The last one I have here is from Oenling and is designed by Katrine Hannibal from Oenling. I'm sitting with the Danish pattern, but I know that Katrine often translate the pattern into English. So if you look at her web shop, I think maybe it will be in English. It is the Frigga V-neck or V-hals in Danish. It looks like this. It's difficult on the picture to see some details, so I will show that for you now. Here I'm also knitting in a base that I don't have at the moment, and one I'm testing after the fair in Köln, in Cologne, I think it's called in English, actually, in Germany. So it's also a yarn that I'm testing to maybe I want to get it, because I have a base now called Alpaca Silk Cashmere, and a lot of Danish hand dyer has actually got that one. Yeah, I think all of them maybe. And I like to have some other yarns that other don't have. So I want to find a substitute for that one. And this I found here is alpaca and merino. And I want to find a yarn that is quite as soft as the other one. And it's difficult because alpaca silk cashmere is quite soft, I promise you. But this is, I think this is a good one, but I'm not done yet testing it. So I will keep knitting and find out after the summer what I want to do. But here it is. It's actually in a new color, and it don't have a name yet, but it will come. You see the details here in the raglan, and the raglan goes down. Go down under the arm hole here and continues at the side here. Can you see it? And it's the both side. It got from the raglan here and goes all the way down to the side. And then I have to pick up the stitches here and knit a sleeve. I think I will knit this sleeveling. It suits me the most. I don't want it up here because of this one. I don't know what it's called. In Danish we call it mormorarme. So grandmother arms. Yeah. And then I have to pick up stitches here in the neck and make the V-neck. So but it's a nice yarn to knit in, and yeah, at the moment I'm loving it. So we will see. This was all. I think this was all I'm knitting on right now. I have a knitter. She called Frigga, and she's often knitting some patterns up for me for my store and to my fairs. And this one she has, in the month that has gone, she has been knitting up 2 patterns. And the one here is tight loop tee from Otherloops. And I think that Otherloops also do have patterns in English. So all the patterns I mention is in the box down below that you can click on and get to the pattern. And then you can go see if it's also in English. But she knitted up this one, tight loop tee. And it's in my undyed yarn, white yak, in a fingering weight. So it's quite nice. I'm not so good to with the short ones because I'm not wearing dresses where I get it over the dress, and my body is not so I can have a short top on. I want a normal length on it. Then I have another one. This is from FiftyFabulous, Pia Trans from FiftyFabulous. And if you know her, you may also know that she have done a knitathon in the spring. And at the knitathon, she was designing a new vest called Cat number 3. And this she was designing in my yarn, my my gray yak DK, and this was the one she has done. And in the sides, there's this one. So I will try to get it on. It's hot at the moment in Denmark. It's about 22 degrees, so this will be a little hot, but it's okay. I will survive, I think. Maybe you have to come and rescue me. You can see this one, and it's quite nice up here, and in the rib, and then you have the back here. The bands I don't know if it's called bands, but this ones you can do it like loose, or you can tighten it up a little bit here. It will get more tight. I like that more, because when you see here, when it's a little bit loose, it would look like that, and when you tie it up, it will get a little more fitted, like this one. Yeah. There is a beautiful, beautiful picture when you go onto Pia's website. There is a beautiful, beautiful picture of Pia wearing this with a white shirt, not a shirt. What do you call it? With buttons and long sleeve. I don't know what it's called in English. Go take a look on her website and you will see. It's so beautiful a picture. I love it, and I have told her that. This was the only one I have been knitted up this time. What I am going to knit on in the future, I can only mention one this time, because I have actually forgotten it. So I will insert a picture here. But it's actually my beach house sweater, which is a pattern that I have designed myself. But I have designed it to my Suri yarn that I got in the past. I don't have that anymore, but I have got the new yarn I told you about here, the fluffy yak. And I'm thinking to knit up the pattern again in this yarn, because I think it's a good substitute for the Suri. Just a moment. So I just have to find the yarn. Oh, here. So this is the yarn, the fluffy yak. So the sweater up here is designed with 3 colors. First you knit 2, it's knitted in 2 strands all the time. First you knit 2 strands of the undyed yarn, then you knit, I can show you example. I have dyed this color here. Maybe it's easier to see here. In rose color. First you knit 2 strands of this. The next one you knit one strand of this and 1 strand of the lighter one here. And next one after that you knit 2 strands of this then 1 strand of this, 1 strand of this one, and 2 strands of, so it will give you a fade. So this is in the rose color. I have also dyed it in a blue color here. I think it's also quite wonderful, the blue one. I like that. My mother says that I should knit this one. But when I see it like this, I quite like the blue one, I have to say. I think it's beautiful. But I have also made a gray one. This one. I don't think it will be this one for me. It's too boring for me. But I know a lot of people like the gray ones. So I will knit that up to see if the yarn can substitute for the Suri, but I think it will. So I will knit this up to get it on the fairs in the fall, and then I will write the pattern so it will so you can use this yarn and know how much you're gonna get and so on. Yes. Then I have dyed some fades, and you can find it in my web shop. There is not many, and some colors there is only one of it. So if you want it, maybe you have to hurry up. This is a new one called Beach House. Oh, I have to mention all of the fades that I will mention here is on merino silk, 60% merino, and it's not superwashed. It's fine merino, mulesing free and non-superwash. So 60% of fine merino and 40% of silk, and it's so soft. So this is the Beach House fade. And I have a yellow fade. Then I have 3 different blues. This is the blue sky fade. And then I have just the blue fade. And then I have the pool fade here. It's a little bit like aqua, you can see. Then I have a fade called My Way. It's like the same color I mentioned to my shawl. So it will be like this. And with black speckles. Then I have a brown fade. This one. And the last one is my rose fade here. I love this one. I really love this one. And there is only one left of this, I know. A little bit of different color speckles in it. Green also. So all of this is very good for Andrea Murray's So Faded. Oh, I try to get you back on track. So it was my dye studio you saw out there. All of these fades is very good for Andrea Murray's So Faded sweater. And you actually have to go up quite some sizes before it don't fit anymore. So the each skein is 100 gram and is 452 meters in each skein. So there is quite some meters in this package. If you want some of the fades and you have to use more, just write to me and I will get a fade with 6, 7, 8 balls of yarn, skeins of yarn for you. That's no problem. Just write an email to me. Then I have got some other colors on merino silk. 2 new colors. This is Moss on the Stones. It's a gray one with green speckles on it. And then this one is Dancing in the Moonlight. I really, really love this one. This is it. I'm so in love with this one. It's blue and brown all the way. No speckles, only blue and brown colors. I really love this one. So these two on merino silk is in the web shop right now. And if I have not mentioned it earlier, I will send around the whole world. There's no problem. I send everywhere. The last one I want to mention on the new yarn is my alpaca sock yarn. I have got some new colors on this. I have got the moss on the stones, sorry, like on the merino silk. And I also got the Dancing in the Moonlight, a quite more lighter version of it, but it's still so nice. Then I got a new color called Old Woodhouse. Actually, I have done it for, I think, a few years ago, some of these colors, but it's so long time ago, so I don't think you remember. And with some speckles also. And then I have this, Life in the Desert. It's like a dusty skein and with a lot of different colors of speckles. I think maybe the speckles is a little bit hard to see because of the light in here. The sun is about to go over here and it get into the window, not directly into the window, but it will get a funny light in here, so it's a little bit difficult to see the yarn when it does that. Then I got two flowers in my garden, and dark flowers in my garden. These ones, and also with a lot of speckles on it. My alpaca sock yarn, it's like it says, it's actually for knitting socks, but and it's good for that because it's 20% of nylon in it, but you have to hand wash it or really give it a soft machine wash because the alpaca in it. But I think I in a short time will knit a sweater in it because I think actually it's quite a nice yarn, and I think it will also make a good sweater. And I think if you want a loose sweater, you can knit it in 4mm needles, and it will be quite nice, I think. This is firewood stack. It's only brown and golden. And I think the last one I have is this song thrush egg. This one. And also with a lot of speckles in it. So I think that was the last one. I just have to see. Yes, I have just got this new book from Reina magazine in my door today, Textured Knits. And like always, they make some really nice and thick books. And I'm not gonna show you all of them, but I think there is actually one here I'm so in love with. This one. It's so beautiful, but also the colors. I think I'm attracted to it because of the colors also. I can see if there's a picture a little bit closer here. This one. Oh, there you are. There is a lot of patterns in it with different gauge, and I think that's nice. So there is a little bit different opportunities, like this one also. But like I said, I think I'm attracted to it also because of the colors, but there is a lot of beautiful, beautiful patterns in here. This one is also a special one. I don't see, can you see it? Yeah. If you can hear some noises, it's my dog. He's only 6 months old and he's sleeping, I think, somewhere underneath me or around the table somewhere. And he snores. Oh my God, he snores. So if you can hear him, that's my dog called Buddy, because he's a buddy to my son. I have a son on, and he's, oh my God, he's 14 now, I think. So, and it's his dog, and it is his best buddy. So that's why he's called Buddy. I want to show you the sock here. This one. It's beautiful. I really don't knit socks. Actually, I'm nearly to hate socks. I really want to knit it, but I always only knit one and then I get bored. So I was thinking about, if I do not care when the sock is finished, then I could knit one sock in one pattern, knit another sock in one pattern and another. And then after a half year or something like that, I start again with the same patterns. And then when a year is gone, I got maybe 6 pair of socks. And I didn't remember I knit the first one. I don't know, maybe. It was just a sort of thought, because like this one, I really want to knit it, but I know when I have done one, I don't want to knit the other one. So it's a lovely book, a really lovely book. And I have, I think, almost every book from Line, not everyone, but a lot of it. And it's so amazing and so beautiful pictures like all the other books. So I can recommend this one. I have been inspired by another, quite a few other YouTubers that have been mentioned a lot of patterns, and I like that, because then I get to know new designers that I may never have heard about, and I think it's a good way to inspire each other what to knit and new patterns and so on. So this time I actually think that I have not done this before. It's the first time, and I have also done it in the Danish version today. So I will see if I can skip over the Danish versions and only find the one in English for you. But what I'm going to do is I will open my computer, and upside here I will send pictures of what I mentioned, because then I will open Ravelry, and then I will mention the different patterns and the gauge and so on. And then in the box below, I will set links to the different patterns. And then you can just click on it and see the details. But you will get a picture up here when I mention it. So the first I will mention is Seaside Tea. It is in gauge 22, and it's in English. It's actually also in Danish. So if anyone looks, is also looking on this English episode, sorry, then it's also in Danish. But I think I have made also a Danish version, so I don't think, but now you know. The Seaside Tea. And after that, I will mention the Suri shirt V-neck. It's a feminine sweater, and actually you cannot see it on the picture because I only insert a picture from the front. But if you can see it in your minds, that the back, it's the same as the front. So the V-neck you have in the front, it's also in the back. So it made it quite feminine, I think. And as I can see, I think on the other picture there also maybe be a slit in the side. It's 26 stitches, so you can use all my fingering weight yarn for this one. And I think this is one I maybe want to knit up because I like the feminine touch with the V in the back also. And I don't think the V in the back is so deep that you can see your bra or anything else. So I think it's quite nice. I'm sorry for the pronouncement of the patterns because as you know, I'm Danish and I don't know how to pronounce it, but I will try. This one is an English pattern also from Sari Nordlund. Um, and I think she's from Finland. It's the Kuutar tee and it's 21 stitches. But so it's a little bit thicker yarn, but I love the yoke. I think it's so, so beautiful. I have done an hour in Danish now, and I'm 40 minutes into the English, and I think he's about to get bored down there. So if you can hear him, I think it's because we have to finish soon. So we just have to do this one also. This is the Brighton tee, and it's the same one. It's looked like the same one I mentioned in the start, but this is with another details on the shoulder. The shoulder is made in a different way, and it's both in Danish and in English, and it's 28 stitches, so it is for all my yarns in fingering. I think it's quite feminine with the small stripes. I like it when it's small stripes. It's I think it's more feminine. Then you have Anne Ventzel. I know she's a Danish designer, and she has made the Robinia tee in 27 stitches, and it's perfect for my yarn. It's both in Danish and in English. She's actually did quite a lot of pattern for the last 2 years, so I think you may know her. Then we have maybe she's only in Danish. Yeah, we have this one. This is in English. It's called Hilpu. It's 25 stitches in gauge, and it's in English. I don't think you can see it on the picture I will set up here, but when you click it down below, you will get into Ravelry and see the pictures, and you will see at the shoulder up from the neck here and down at the arm, there will be a pattern, and it's really feminine and really beautiful. And I think it's quite a normal t-shirt to see here on the picture, but when you get details around the arm, it's really feminine. And I love it when the t-shirts get feminine, but it's like a normal t-shirt, so it's not so much different. And then I think I have the last two I will mention for you. This one is by Valentina knits. It's Inessa tee. It's 25 stitches and it's in English. Valentina, if you don't know her, you have to go when you click on the pattern down below and you get into Ravelry on the pattern. You can click on her name, Valentina Bogdanova, I think she's called. When you click on her, you will get into all her patterns. And she has done a lot of sweaters and a lot of tees like this. And the yokes is really delicate. She has done a lot of details, and especially up at the neck, there is not a normal rib on the neck. There's almost a pattern up there that is very different, and this one is one of them. And the next one is also from her, Reina de Picas, with 25 stitches. You can see it more here because it's lighter, so you can better see the details in the pattern on the yoke. I would like to knit all of her patterns, but I I don't have the calmness to sit down and knit some of this. I think I know it's not the whole shirt, so maybe I should just do it and it's finished when it's finished. If it takes a year or 1 month, it doesn't matter, because I really love her patterns and also the sweater. I have a lot of customers when I go on the fairs that have knitted her patterns, because both the sweaters and the tees, it's perfect. I want to say that it's perfect for my fingering yarn, and actually it also, because I have a lot of silk and cashmere in my yarns, and the drapiness of this is perfect for this kind of patterns. Yes. I think we will hold here, also because it's new for me to do it in English, so I have to get used to it. And now I have done 45 minutes, so I think that should be enough for me today. Then I just want to say, enjoy the summer. The summer is actually come to Denmark now. I think in the next week we will get about 25, 27 degrees, and it's a freaking lot in Denmark. We don't have that very often, so it will get hot. So I have to work all I can do this weekend and maybe get some time off in the next week. So bye for now. Enjoy the summer. Enjoy knitting. Enjoy all of it together. Maybe get a little bit of a drink.